I am Patricia Dmitrii Alexandrovich. I consent to this interview. I serve my conscription in the Primorsky Krai. In Sergeyevka, 218th Tank Regiment, time of service. I signed the contract in the middle of summer in July. On the 27th, I was promised that I would stay in the unit and serve there. It turns out I was greatly deceived. I was promised that I would stay, serve in the unit, go on duty, and simply receive a salary of 50,000. I would send money to my mother, help with some of the loans, but then some order came and I was sent here when I didn't want to go at all. From September to January, I was soldering drones, soldering boards of engines. In January, I was transferred to the 394th, where I spent 2 days. I just sat on the bunk and cried, because I knew that the 394th is a motorized rifle unit, cannon fodder, and just plain meat. There's a better chance that I can get home now than with the 394th. When we went out for training, one guy felt unwell. He had a fever and high blood pressure. The commander said that he didn't care. Everyone is healthy. Everyone is fine. He brought him out. The group started beating him. We were fed. Half cooked, half overcooked, half unsalted, half oversalted food. And it was always unclear what they were giving us. So the treatment there was not like towards people, but like towards pigs or animals. There are much better ways to treat people, I believe. At first, they asked us how we ended up here, how we got in. Then we explained everything to them. And then it was just between conversations. Everything was up to the ears, and the treatment towards us was the same. They even gave us something to drink, and sometimes a smoke. On the 10th, we gathered. On the morning of the 11th, we set out on 3 BMPs. The second BMP broke down on the way. Only 2 made it. 18 people on 2 BMPs. On the 11th, just earlier, a drone dropped something. And from the 11th to the 24th of that month was the last one. We had a run into the open field of the village. It accounts for more than 60 or 70% losses. For example, if we have about 70 people alive, only about 20 remain. Maybe even fewer. From the first combat mission, we lost a total of approximately 20 people out of around 80. It was said that you would get on 3 BMPs and go to the open field. You would pass only 3 streets. Take a look. And he said that there was no one on those 3 streets. We were supposed to go 3 streets, secure them, but 2 or 3 wouldn't have been enough for us, and we would have returned back. But since the second BMP broke down, we moved to the third one. We managed to fit 12 people into the third BMP. The first 2 immediately went down. I was wounded at that moment. Then I ran into the house. From the house, drones started targeting the house. The house collapsed, and 5 people were still inside. I was the 6th person to get out from those 5. I ran into the garage, stayed there for a while, and went to the toilet. I look out, and they wave to me from the house, telling me to run quickly. I, limping, make my way to the house, sit in the closet, and until the 24th, I sat in the closet for 24 hours, and your soldiers spotted us and started firing at us with rifles and machine guns. I'm sitting in the closet, almost crying already. Shershin runs out to the garage, sits there, and returns fire. The men are throwing grenades to the left side. Well, that's it. It seems like it has stopped a little, that's all we say. Sadoy says, well, that's it, let's maybe jump out the window and run somewhere far away. And here, the drone didn't hover there. Shershin had already collapsed in the garage at that moment, and he shouts, that's it, we surrender. And at that moment, without thinking for long, Sadoy comes out and says, that's it, I surrender. Raccoon and I smoke a cigarette. And we also come out saying that we are surrendering. It turns out that we are earning money, but at this moment, we're told that we need to chip in for the company's needs. No one sees anything from these company needs. Once I wanted to earn some pocket money for myself, or at least send some to my parents, like I did, for example. I wanted to help my mother pay off her loans. Before that, he had a decline. The attitude towards the personnel was absolutely indifferent. He didn't even look anyone in the eye properly. But the current commander, Chechen, on the contrary, tried to talk to the personnel, yet still they extorted time. They said it was for the needs of the battalion that we would buy drones. But no one ever saw any drones whatsoever. Nothing was seen by anyone at all. They absolutely promised payments in the amount of 1,200,000, but I only received 400,000 from the Krasnoyarsk region. This is to go to the legal mother. Our total salary is 50,000, with combat pay 200,000. But we contributed almost every combat mission, 50,000. I don't see the point in Russia fighting against Ukraine right now. The fact that Russia is taking heavy losses, while Ukraine, on the contrary, is rising and gaining more strength. As they said, according to history, these are supposed to be Russian lands, but they were not Russian lands at all. On TV, they say one thing, but when you see it with your own eyes, it's something completely different. On TV, they told us things that I watched like this. In Ukraine, there are lands that belonged to the USSR, but, as it turns out, according to history of Ukraine itself and the USSR itself, that there were no lands here. The USSR never had and never will have. That here, right here, as we stand in this foreign territory, it turns out, as Russians, are mostly to blame for constantly invading and invading, bombing and destroying the peaceful population. That it would be better to retreat and end this war quickly. That we will not win in any case. Hand over the protection of the land, then withdraw all troops, all weapons. Please forgive me. I love you very much and want to return to the field soon and hug you all. I was actually hired on an urgent basis. Severe hypertension. Well, technically hypertension of the first degree, because my blood pressure is constant. Half of my personal file was thrown out by the military enlistment office. I was brought to the Krasnoyarsk Military Commissariat, Soviet Military Commissariat, Toul. There I underwent a commission. For 3 or 4 days I underwent a commission. From this military commissariat, they tell me, well, everything B3C suits you. I say, no, it doesn't suit me. Why 3? I have pressure on the scale in my eyes. My consciousness darkens. Sometimes I lose it, they say, but it's normal. Nothing serious. Then it got easier. They transferred everything. We all sit in the tank, both quietly. Here 18. Time note. I sit. They tell me, well, you know, if you actually feel better now, you can in fact go to work right now, at this moment. Work, as it was explained to us, meant either going to mow the grass or paint the fence. Well, I went to mow the grass, mowed the grass. Then some kind of campaigning arrived. Once they came to campaign, it was for contract recruitment. Then they came a second time to campaign, again for contract recruitment. They came 3-4 times, and this whole war would have ended. And it would have been normal at one time, in about 3 years at least. Then I would have considered whether to sign or not the contract. Now it would be better if none of the young guys signed, because many young guys are signing the contract is all because of something, that large payments are coming. They sign just for the money. I signed because I absolutely and truly needed to help my very dear mother. If it weren't for the loans my father took out, I wouldn't have signed like that. BDV contract. I would tear it up right now, on the spot. I would say no, and that's it. I will continue with Rodchenko. When I get home, I will go to study, and after studying, I will continue to work. As for my military career, I will just end it when signing the contract. Yes, maybe there's a small chance that they will leave you to serve in the unit to stay, but most are now being transferred to this unnecessary war. I said that it's not needed by anyone right now. For the majority of you, 99%, I will just be transferred. The military unit will just get rid of you, like an unnecessary item. You will suffer because of it later. Yes, it would have been better not to sign. Honestly. At first you think it's great, and then you realize, oh fool, why did I sign the contract? Just like it happened to me. I thought everyone would stay in the unit, everything would be fine, and then when they transferred me to the forest area, they corrected it here. That's when I started to think they deceive us very much. There. Almost every word was a deception.